Good morning. Welcome to a class on correction of sentences in relation to adjectives. This is the fourth session of 6 sessions on correction of sentences. It is a part of language component in the syllabus of English language for the 4th semester BCom and BBA course under the CBCS scheme in Mysore University. In this session, we will discuss on introduction to adjectives and correction of sentences in relation to adjectives. Let us understand the meaning and importance of adjectives. If you want to convey any information clearly and in detail while writing or speaking, we need to be well versed in the usage of adjectives. Because the knowledge of adjectives enables us to explain the things by referring to its quality and to its very nature of being itself. So this is the importance of adjectives because it helps to write or speak effectively. The meaning of adjectives: words that modify nouns. It means an adjective is a word which modifies the meaning of a noun or a noun phrase by expressing something in addition to it. Let's look into the examples. Sita is a clever girl. I don't like that boy. He gave me 5 mangoes. There is little time for preparation. In the first sentence, clever shows what kind of girl Sita is. In the second sentence, that points out which boy is meant. In the third sentence, 5 shows how many mangoes he gave me. In the last sentence, little shows how much time there is for preparation. So, if we observe, all the examples exemplifies that a word used with a noun to point out quality, quantity and number is called an adjective. That means a word used with a noun to describe or point out the person, animal, place or thing which the noun names or to tell the number or quantity is called an adjective. So, having understood the basic or the meaning of adjectives, let us look into the kinds of adjectives. Based on the usage and describing nature of adjectives, we divide them into following kinds in a broader sense. They are the adjectives of quality, quantity, number, demonstration and interrogation. Let's look into their meaning one by one. Firstly, the adjectives of quality. They show the kind or quality of a person or a thing. Example, he is an honest man. Adjectives of quantity. Adjectives of quantity show how much of a thing is meant. Example, I ate some rice. Next one, adjectives of number. Adjectives of number show how many persons or things are meant or in what order a person or thing stands. For example, all men must die. Next one, demonstrative adjectives. Demonstrative adjectives point out which person or thing is meant. For example, that boy is industrious. And the adjectives of interrogation or interrogative adjectives are used with nouns to ask questions like what, which, and whose. Example, whose book is this? So, understood the basics of after having understood the basics of adjectives and its kinds, let's look into the comparisons of adjectives. That means degrees of comparison. As we know, adjectives of quality are the words which points at the quality of a noun. As the quality is an uncountable one, it varies in its existence or nature of being, as normal, average, higher or high, etc. So, to identify these varying forms of quality in adjectives, we compare the forms of qualities and they are called degrees of comparison. So let us understand the degrees of comparison with examples. Firstly, positive degree. Example, Smita is a tall girl in the class. Here, the adjective tall merely tells us that Smita as a girl has the quality of tall, without saying how much quality of tall she has. So, in a sentence, if the adjective is in its simple form, denoting the mere existence of some quality is called positive degree of an adjective. Secondly, comparative degree. Example, Smita is taller than any other girl in the class. Here, the adjective taller tells us that the quality of tall of Smita, the girl, is compared with the another girl in the class, where Smita, the girl, has more quality. So, in a sentence, if an adjective denotes a higher degree of the quality than the positive, and is used when two things are compared, then it is called as the comparative degree of an adjective. And let's look into the last one, superlative degree. Example, Smita is the tallest girl in the class. Here, the adjective tallest tells us that of all the girls in the class, Smita, the girl, has the highest quality of tallness. So, in a sentence, if an adjective denotes the highest degree of quality and is used when more than two things are compared, then it is called superlative degree of an adjective. I think we have understood the few basic knowledge or the basics of adjectives. Let us discuss the correction of adjectival errors in a sentence. So let's look into the examples now. The first example, in each example there are pairs of sentences, and in that pair one will be correct one and another will be the wrong one. Always the wrong one will be followed by the correct one. The first example, she is more stronger than her sister. Wrong. She is stronger than her sister. The second one is right, because we do not use double comparatives in a sentence. When a comparative is formed like more and stronger, when comparative is by adding er, to the positive like stronger. We do not use any comparatives like more along with it. So the second one is right one. Next example, Bombay is further from Delhi than Agra. Bombay is farther from Delhi than Agra. The second sentence is the correct one because we use farther to talk about distance, not further. Third example, you have much books, you have many books. So here you have many books is the correct one because we use many with the countable nouns. So many is the correct one and not much. Next example, I have many work to do. I have much work to do. The second sentence is the right one because we use much with the uncountable nouns. So much is the correct one and not many. Next example, she is growing strong and strong every day. She is growing stronger and stronger every day. The second sentence is the right one or the correct one because we use comparative forms of an adjective, that is stronger, to stress the enhancing quality in a sentence. So stronger is the correct one and not strong. Next example, let's go quite somewhere. Let's go somewhere quiet. So the second sentence is the correct one because we use adjectives usually after expressions like somewhere. So somewhere quiet is the correct one and not quiet somewhere. Next example, Rama is braver than prudent. Rama is more brave than prudent. Here the second one is correct one because the comparative adjectives with er in er like brave plus er, braver, is not used when we compare two qualities in the same person or thing. So here Rama has the two qualities and two qualities prudent and brave are speaking about Rama. So in such cases we should not use the comparative degrees like braver by adding er. We should use more. So the second sentence is the right one. Let's look into the next example. Tell me the last news. Tell me the latest news. The second sentence is the right one because latest means the recent while the last refers to the previous one. So latest is the correct and not the last. Next example, I have less worries than you. I have fewer worries than you. Here the second sentence is the correct one because we use fewer with countable nouns. So fewer is the correct one and not less. Next example, he wasted his all wealth. He wasted all his wealth. So the second sentence is the correct one because we use qualifiers like all, both and of. They go before the possessives and not after the possessives. So all his is correct and not his all. So let's look into the next example. He is junior than all his colleagues. He is junior to all his colleagues. The second sentence is correct one because comparative adjectives ending in or like superior, junior, inferior are followed by the preposition to and not than. So to is the correct one and not the than. The last example, Shweta is my elder than sister. Shweta is my elder sister. So in this sentence we should not use elder with the word than in a sentence, because elder is the word which is used with the persons only. So Shweta is my elder sister is the right one because elder is the correct one and not the than. So with this I conclude this session with a hope that you have understood briefly about the adjectives and the adjectival errors in a sentence. So, thank you.